Did you know that the idea of this game came from Steven Spielberg? And that at the time of making this video, Medal of Honor has a Metacritic score of 92? Well, that surprised me. I have to admit that I went into Medal of Honor on PS1 expecting the worst. I had a really rough time with Medal of Honor European Assault on the PS2. That game frustrated me many times. So I had an already negative bias before I even started the game. But what I found surprised me. This game might be limited, sure, but it's also a genuinely solid shooter. It is not going to be my all-time favorite FPS game, but what can it offer on the PS1 is worth your time if you love very old-school FPS games. But what if you played only modern FPS games so far? How does it hold up compared to the PS2 Medal of Honor games? No worries, I got all the answers for you. Just let me start up the time machine as we are flying back to 1999. What's up, my fellow retro gamers out there? Welcome on the Backlog Quest, where we are celebrating the golden era of gaming. I'm Mr. Solsta, your guide through gaming's greatest gems. Buckle up as the time machine is ready to launch. Medal of Honor was released in October 1999 exclusively for the original PlayStation. And here's a cool detail, the whole concept came from none other than Steven Spielberg. Yeah, that's Spielberg. After finishing Saving Private Ryan, he wanted to create a World War II game that didn't just glorify war, but made players think about the sacrifices involved. It was developed by DreamWorks Interactive, and this was before the franchise exploded into a big-budget FPS series. This first game set the tone, sneaky infiltration missions, real World War II weapons, and a serious atmosphere. When it launched, Medal of Honor was actually really well received. IGN gave it an 8.9, praising its atmosphere and surprising level of realism for a PS1 title. GameSpot gave it an 8.2, noting the smart enemy AI and mission variety. A lot of critics saw it as a huge leap forward for console FPS games. And if you check Metacritic, it is sitting around 92, which is kinda wide for the 1999 console FPS, especially one not named GoldenEye. Before I started to play Medal of Honor, I expected tanky controls, brain-dead enemies and generic shooting. I was very satisfied with the available control layouts. I could select one which was the best for me, and after a few minutes I got used to the controls. It is a bit slow, especially if you are coming from modern FPS games, but it's absolutely playable, and the aiming and hit detection is also very good. Especially that you have a free aim mode. When you press the L3 button, you can move the crosshair with the right analog stick to aim more precisely. The game gives you real objectives. You are blowing up communication gear, infiltrating bunkers, stealing documents. You not just shoot all the guys and move on. There's a nice mix of action and stealth, and the missions feel handcrafted. I especially enjoyed those missions where you have to infiltrate the base and use fake documents to move around and silently take out enemy soldiers to resolve their papers. What about the atmosphere? It's fantastic. That orchestra soundtrack composed by Michael Giacchino, sorry for my French, adds much drama to the gameplay. What was a positive experience for me is that the gameplay was smooth. No bugs, no stupid AI. Okay, the behavior of the enemy soldiers was sometimes weird, but nothing like what we seen in the early Medal of Honor games on PS2. That was really bad. Check out my review videos if you would like to see them. Overall, I had a positive experience with Medal of Honor. The only thing which I can mention is that your visibility is limited. Even with a sniper rifle, you cannot really see that far. But this is due to the hardware limitations of the PS1, so I cannot really complain about this. Especially that throughout my gameplay, there were only a few occasions where this caused some difficult moments. The game has many missions. The hell is this snowman? Anyway, so the game has many missions, 7 to be exact, but each mission contains 3 sublevels, so there are many different levels to play. I noticed that most of the missions are playing indoors or narrow city or forest areas. There are no grandiose battles like we've seen in the later entries, but this is caused probably by the hardware limitations of the system. I have to say that I enjoyed the missions, however there were way too many indoor missions. I would prefer more balance between in and outdoor environments. Despite the many indoor missions, the variety is good. I never felt bored while I shot my way through the levels. I have to say that the game is not difficult. It is a very laid-back experience. This does not mean that it is easy, but I never really had ammo or health issues. The latter only happened when I recklessly went into a machine gun fire. This game is perfect for a relaxing FPS experience. I know this sounds weird, how can an FPS be relaxing, but you don't have to focus like how constantly, crawl behind cover, but it still has an old school FPS vibe. So this raises a question, if this game is too old school if you played only modern FPS games. In my opinion, before you start to play any old school retro game, you have to change your mindset and expectations to adapt to the game. The first Medal of Honor is indeed old school, but it does not mean that it is bad. Of course, if you are used to very fast-paced FPS games, you're probably not going to enjoy this, but this game is a different kind of experience. Somehow the atmospheric music, the pixelated graphics from this era, and the general slow vibe makes this game enjoyable. But by now, you can see what you can expect, so you can decide it for yourself. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, my expectations were wrong regarding Medal of Honor on PS1. It is a solid game without bugs or any real issues. It is an immersive shooter with a good atmosphere that absolutely deserves its place in gaming history. If you are curious about the roots of modern military shooters or just want to try a solid FPS game on the PS1, give this one a shot. Okay, I have to stop these jokes. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you played this back in the day or if you've given it a try recently. I'll have to hear your thoughts. And there's a sequel for this game, Medal of Honor Underground, also on the PS1. I'm going to give a try to that one too. And that's it! This game has been cleared from my backlog. I hope that you enjoyed this time travel back to the golden era of gaming. If you're not a member of our retro gaming community, join us by subscribing. Also, the YouTube algorithm shows us some videos for you. It is on the screen now, check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Backlog Quest video.